make of that line specifically?
I think it's because, I don't know to what degree this friendship has existed. I think in many ways they've traveled similar paths with leaving the company, coming back, winning championships again. I think they're still jockeying to decide who really is the guy here in WWE.
We are under an hour to go from the start of SummerSlam. Remember, we're on ESPN up until then, and then you move over to the ESPN app as we will move over into that beautiful palatial structure right next to us and head inside. The show will continue. Countdown continues inside US Bank Stadium as we say hello again to the great Michael Cole.
Thanks a lot, Joe. You guys just had a great discussion about the Punk Cody Rhodes matchup here tonight for the undisputed WWE Championship. CM Punk, I've known the man for 20 years. He is in the best shape of his life at 47 years old. He's developed better stamina, he's developed more power, and we have to see how that is going to come into play in his match against Cody Rhodes tonight. How has Punk done it? How's he done it in the gym? Well, we sent him into the gym with Big E to find out.
You think you're in the best shape of your life right now?
I'm definitely in the best shape I've ever been at age 47. My biggest competitor is myself from yesterday, so I just want to be 1% better every day.
We're going into SummerSlam.
Yes.
It's you and Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Spent the last several years talking about your friendship with Cody.
Yep.
But things don't seem as friendly. Is this egos boiling over, or is this something worse?
I hope it's not something worse. It's definitely egos. Like, it's hard to take your ego out of things when you're in a locker room with other athletes. Not that Cody's in the locker room. He's got his own bus. It's just, it's something that happens at the highest level of competition. We're very similar in the respect that we want the highest pressure situation. We want the company on our back. We want that responsibility without getting into all this weird quarterback throws the ball. You know, I've been the receiver for this place since I came back. Like, I score touchdowns time and time again. All right. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Come on.
Wow. Taking it up a notch.
It's probably a little not safe for work.
Talk about an ode to one's wife. That's how you do it. From head to toe, quite literally.
Yep.
This one's for Cody.
Here we go. Strong. Yeah, buddy. Good shot. Oh,
Speaking of Cody,
Yeah.
when SummerSlam, your SummerSlam match is over, what do you think everyone will be talking about?
It's a hard question to answer because I'm confident I'll win, but I'm also wise enough to know that it could go either way. And I don't want to be on the other side of it thinking my hubris is what got me the L. Anybody can beat anybody one time. I think win, lose, or draw, what people are going to be talking about is they're going to have to see that again. Because I don't know if one match is going to settle anything.
So how does the new physique come into play tonight when CM Punk defends the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes? We are going to find out in just a few moments here at SummerSlam Saturday. We are live inside the US Bank Stadium in Minnesota, the home of the NFL's Vikings. And still to come here tonight on the Countdown Show, none other than the Chief Content Officer of WWE, the Hall of Famer, Paul Triple H Levesque, will join the show. Also to come tonight, some of the great moments in the history of Hell in a Cell. Ladies and gentlemen, 53rd time that Hell in a Cell will take part on a WWE television show. We'll take a look at some of the great highlights over the years as the Countdown Show rolls on from Minnesota.
an unlimited plan is now included with select YouTube TV subscriptions, which means you can stream new favorites like WWE Summerslam at no extra charge.
Help your career thrive with a program designed for real-world success. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Back to school is back, and with Walmart's must-have.
Welcome to the biggest party of
Boss's screensaver. But what if you just booked that lake house? Go on, it's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
People doubted me all the way, telling me I was all hyped. They just mad that I'm him and they gotta deal with it. If you don't like it, you can suck.
One of the things that makes me most proud is I did things Orlando's way.
I don't need everyone out there to like me. I like being different.
That's it, mate. You are world champion.
National University was built for innovation, flexibility, and you. Whether you find your community within the Commons or using augmented reality to turn virtual lessons into hands-on experiences, National University is making education more accessible. Learn more at nu.edu.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to U.S. Bank Stadium. We are officially less than 60 minutes away from kicking off night one of SummerSlam here in Minnesota as we check in with Kathy Kelly, who's standing by with Triple H.
Yeah, guys, I'm here with Chief Content Officer of WWE, Paul Triple H Levesque. Paul, I know you have so much going on today, so I appreciate you taking the time. On Monday, you were in the ring with Obafemi when he was locked inside by Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. You've been in quite a few Hell in a Cell matches, so what do you think it's going to take for either of these men to win?
I can tell you this, having been inside Hell in the Cell many times, more than I would like to have. Brock Lesnar, the last guy you want to be locked in Hell in the Cell with. Maybe just as much as Obafemi you don't want to be locked in a Hell in a Cell with. This is going to be extreme. This is going to be brutal. This is going to be, I don't know, it's a word we don't use often, but violent. This is a clash. Two monsters, two giant human beings just tearing it up and doing anything to win. And Brock Lesnar is dangerous enough. You put him in his hometown inside Hell in the Cell. I don't know. It's going to be tough, but I can't wait to watch.
I mean, he's definitely got some experience over Oba, but we got to talk about the other matches because the card is absolutely stacked for SummerSlam. Is there any match tonight in particular that you think could steal the show?
You know, it's a funny thing on these events. You start putting the best of the absolute best in there. So you look at tonight, Hell in the Cell, Obafemi, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Io Sky, Liv Morgan. Tomorrow, Roman and Seth, right? Like, you have that women's ladder match, Penta, Gable. Like, the amount of talent, the amount of people that can at any given moment absolutely steal the night is off the chart. This is going to be an epic 2 days. I can't wait.
People like Sami Zayn pulling out all the stops to try to get on the SummerSlam card. I mean, I feel like it's a very important 2 nights for all of the superstars. I know you have a lot to do, so thank you so much for taking the time. And let's send it back to the panel.
Thank you very much, Kathy. This is what is coming your way today on SummerSlam as we have made our way inside US Bank Stadium, and the anticipation is growing. In the sunlight here inside the dome with all the glass and natural light, it's a wonderful setting for an August mega event here in Minnesota. And what a card we have here as we check in with Peter.
Well, Tess, thank you so much. I am in my favorite spot in Gorilla here at SummerSlam. Now, this is going to be of particular interest to a man named Nick Aldis, because Nick Aldis is used to being in Gorilla, but he's sitting here watching the monitor. Not tonight. Not tonight. For the first time in WWE, Nick Aldis instead is going to walk through the curtain, come around here, and hit this stage as he prepares for his first match ever as a WWE superstar up against Gunther. It's going to be amazing. Kathy Kelly, how are you? I really did.
Cardio in. And this is a long ramp. I have to tell you, Peter, this is one of the most visually stunning SummerSlam sets that I've ever seen. 80 feet tall, 430 feet in length. Now, just for context, a football field, end zone to end zone, is about 360 feet. So this set itself, all of the screens, longer than a football field. This ramp that we're walking down, the path to glory for the superstars tonight, about 60 feet long as they either walk or run, make their way to the ring for their match. Now let's hand it over to Jackie Redmond.
I gotta tell you, Kathy, I much prefer when they run down the ramp. There's just something about that energy that I love. And I'll say this too, that right there, high above me, about 20 feet above me, has to be one of the coolest, most badass structures in all of sports and entertainment. The Hell in a Cell cage, made entirely of steel. It weighs about 14,000 pounds, and I know you're wondering, that's roughly 46 Brock Lesnar's, for those wondering at home. It's 20 feet high, 30 feet long, and there is a reason we call it WWE's most unforgiving structure. And guys, I gotta say, like, I don't have the guts to get inside of it, but I am very excited to see Brock and Oba go one-on-one tonight inside Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it is intimidating just to look up and to see it. Did you ever think we would see Nick Aldis, the SmackDown general manager, now getting ready for battle? That happens against Gunther tonight at SummerSlam.
My whole career, I pride myself with being an outstanding professional. But ever since I joined SmackDown, I have been mistreated. I want justice for what happened to me. I should be WWE champion. The only reason why I'm the champion is you. Me, jealous because you're a failed wrestler yourself. Would you get the off of me? Come on, we're gonna fix your mistake, okay?
Fix my mistake. The main event for SummerSlam remains the same. It will be Cody Rhodes.
It's been an honor and a privilege to be the SmackDown GM until Gunther put his hands on me and it became about being a man. In fact, my dream was to be a wrestler. I won championships, multiple different companies, multiple different countries against Hall of Famers, icons, legends of our industry.
Every man has his breaking point, and congratulations, you found mine.
You are jealous of me. I got it all. I'll have you join a list of very iconic legends that were stupid enough to step in the ring with their injured eye.
I've got nothing to lose, but when I beat you at SummerSlam, you go from the career killer to the man that got made a bitch by his boss.
And don't forget what Nick Aldis has accomplished in his career before he put on the suit, before he became the SmackDown General Manager. As we welcome you inside US Bank Stadium, Joe Tessitore, Corey Graves, and the former WWE Champion, Big E. What a magnificent setting here as we're closing in on the start of SummerSlam night number 1. All right, let's get into it. Nick Aldis against Gunther. This is not some little soft re-entry back to going inside the ropes when Aldis goes up against Gunther.
Listen, I understand why Nick Aldis is doing what he's doing. This is a man who dedicated his career, his life, to this industry and made it all the way to the very, very tippy top of the mountain except for that last step, that being WWE. And Aldis tasted a great deal of success, but there's something inherent in people who willingly enter this business. You can attest to it. I can attest to it. Joe, you haven't competed, but you understand the passion.
Right.
You know what it takes to be beaten up for a living. You have to love it. You have to be obsessed with it to a degree. And that's what that obsession has taken Nick very far in his career. Being general manager of SmackDown, nothing to turn your nose up at. But Big E, I know you and I can speak to this better than probably anyone in the stadium. To be told that you can't do it.
Right.
We want you to play a role, but you're not going to do what brought you to the dance. You don't get to step inside the ring. You don't get to lace up your boots anymore. That will drive a man absolutely mad. What I fear for, as it pertains to Nick Aldis, is who he lost his temper with. The ring general, the man who retired John Cena, who retired AJ Styles, who retired Goldberg, arguably the most complete professional wrestler in the business today, Gunther.
Look, Nick Aldis, when he got signed and hired as the GM for SmackDown, I believe it was only in his mid-30s. I always thought, as someone who had all these accolades, I always thought surely his time in the ring is not over. But to your point, to not have a bit of a match that gets you warmed up, to come right into Gunther, that is your first match after all those years being away from the ring. I think it's such a tough task. But I know how you feel about all the men with podcasts, but we saw Nick Aldis sit down with Chris Van Vliet, and the emotion that poured out of this man, you can see how much it means to him to finally come back and have this match. I think he'll give it his all. I think he'll pour everything he has out in the ring tonight, but it's Gunther.
I have no doubt we'll see the best that Nick Aldis has to offer. But to your point, it's Gunther. And there's been a lot of conversation, Joe, recently of who is the most pressure actually on? Is it Aldis or is it Gunther, the former world heavyweight champion? To me, anyone thinking that Gunther's feeling any kind of pressure right now is sadly mistaken. Nick Aldis is risking his well-being, his career, his income for his family.
But this is counter to a conversation. I love your point. It's so counter to what the norm may feel, because they say, well, Gunther, boy, if he loses to a guy who's got ring rust, he was in a suit, and Gunther's in the prime of his career and he's active.
Exactly. I see your point. I feel the exact opposite. Gunther cannot lose this match. We're expecting Gunther to be back at that world championship level, to be back at that caliber. I don't care how incredible all the accolades that Nick Aldis has. This man has been in a suit for years now. He cannot lose this match. I see your point. He is risking so much. He's risking his health. He cannot lose. Gunther cannot lose.
It's a fascinating conversation. We're going to get the result and obviously be analyzing this on the post show on the ESPN app as we're closing in to night one here at this magnificent US Bank Stadium. Much more to come here on our countdown to SummerSlam right here on ESPN. Of course, the great moments through the years, many of them Hell in a Cell. We'll go through the notable top 10 moments in Hell in a Cell history. And of course, it'll be Brock and Oba here in Minnesota. The Undertaker has so much history when it comes to Hell in a Cell, and he was speaking up on Brock and Oba.
What is my prediction for Brock and Oba? That's one of those super fight things, man. That's one of those fights like, man, I want to see what's going to happen here.
Inside this ring, when someone shows you weakness, you break.
Outside the ring, the General gives you a break. On your cartridges.
Didn't I tell you to stay in the locker room?
Hey, General, can anything help take the pain out of late payments?
Tough it up. Pain is how you learn.
Well, the General gives you flexible payment options to help keep you covered.
But in this ring, it's about pain, dominance, punishment.
Don't worry, Rhea. I'll take it from here. For a great low rate, go with the General.
Hey, bro, I'm finna make food, bro.
Don't touch me.
SummerSlam about to start in like an hour.
Explain what happened
Really?
between Jessica and her ex in an infographic.
So I'm finna start on some food,
Uh-huh. Got it. That's Connor. That's the guy.
and then we about to be lit.
I don't know what they're thinking, but right now, every Domino's pizza is half off. Every single pizza. Like, what? I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna get half off some Domino's.
What is my prediction for Brock and Oba? Man, that is a tough one. You know, I think selfishly, I want to see Oba take Brock out in Hell in a Cell. Me personally, I didn't have that great a record against Brock in Hell in a Cell, but man, that's one of those super fight things, man. That's one of those fights like, man, I want to see what's going to happen here. Oba has this incredible aura right now and all this momentum. He's new to the scene and he has all that energy behind him from the fans. I just hope that he doesn't get too distracted by the entrance and the walk and all that. All that's great, and you know, he gets an incredible reaction. But again, to have long-term success, you've got to be able to deliver night in and night out in the ring. I think the table is set for him to be a huge superstar. It's just going to be a matter of channeling his and keeping his focus on the big prize.
Well, Taker will know as well as anybody would know, and we are a half an hour away from the start of SummerSlam, streaming on the ESPN app, and that is what's getting everybody's attention. What is hanging high there, 10,000 pounds of steel. It is Hell in a Cell. The world's strongest man joins us now. Mark Henry, how are you, my man?
I'm awesome.
Always good to visit with you. We'll stop talking about SEC football for a moment, the two of us, so that we can get into Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. We saw them at WrestleMania. We saw them at Clash in Italy. This is far different, Mark, when you say Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell is unforgiving. I've been in a couple of Hell in a Cell matches. I've won one and I've lost one. I was not the same afterwards. It took me a month to recover from it. So you got these big guys, they're running into a fixed steel wall. And there's no advantage for either guy. They're two big, strong guys throwing each other in the steel. So who can recover? And I think the young guy is the one that's got the better chance of recovery. And that's Oba Femi.
Mark, I got a question for you. So this stage of your career, I really love how much you had an eye for scouting talent and bringing in some of the biggest new names. First time you saw Oba Femi, what were your thoughts?
I thought he was going to be a star. And I'm losing my voice, but I knew that with his explosive athletic career that it was going to translate into pro wrestling. I didn't think it was going to be this fast. I did not.
I'm going to piggyback off of Big E's question and ask you, what advice do you have for Oba Femi today, having seen glimpses of what Oba's capable of, already encountering Brock Lesnar on multiple occasions? This is arguably the biggest match of Oba's career. What advice does a Hall of Famer have?
Well, fortunately enough, Oba is under the Mark Henry learning tree. So he calls me and asks me for advice. And the advice that I give him is to not hold back. Because what are you holding it back for? What are you saving it for? It's the fourth quarter. They get the Newt Rockney speech most of the time. But I asked him to be smart and not to question who he is. Be who you are. You don't flip and fly. You throw people.
Mark Henry, world's strongest man, with us as we think about some of the great moments in history when it comes to Hell in a Cell, Big E.
Look, so many incredible ones. I was blessed enough to be in a Hell in a Cell match. I did not win, but man, truly one of my favorite matches. We got to go back to Armageddon 2000 and look at the absolute bevy of stars. Future Hall of Famers, Rikishi, Stone Cold, Triple H, Kurt Angle, just absolutely loaded.
What always stands out to me inside of the cell is the innovation. Every superstar who has succeeded inside of the cell has to add a new wrinkle to their game plan. Come up with a new trick to utilize inside of the cell. You see a side of superstars inside Hell in a Cell you don't see in traditional matches, and that's what makes these so exciting. Dare I say, can't miss.
This Hell in a Cell match, these two women really put on an absolute show. And to your point, what I love with Hell in a Cell is the creativity, and you see that when Bayley took on Bianca, so much creativity in the brutality.
Here we see The beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, his first encounter inside of the cell with the dead man. Mark, you know the Undertaker as well as anybody. You've competed against him throughout your career. How impossible is what Brock Lesnar did inside the cell?
I never competed against the Undertaker in Hell in a Cell, but we had over 20 or 30 matches. Hell in a Cell would have really played more into me because of my strength and to be able to throw him into it. I feel like that Brock Lesnar beat the Undertaker and a lot of other guys in Hell in a Cell because he was the bigger, stronger guy. Is he the bigger, stronger guy?
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Some of the great moments through the years of Hell in a Cell. Corey, going all the way back to 1997.
It's the one that put it on the map. HBK, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, and of course, the legendary emergence of the Big Red Machine, the first time we laid eyes on Kane.
And man, this match is one I can't forget. We heard about the pec tear. As soon as you see Cody take that jacket, I couldn't believe this man was able to compete for even 2 minutes, let alone this classic Hell in a Cell match. Also love the ode to Dusty Rhodes. In the end, Cody Rhodes gets it done.
CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, a rivalry that became so intensely personal, it could only be resolved one way. Inside of the Devil's Playground, neither of these superstars left anything in their tanks.
That was the grudge of the year, and it had to finish with Hell in a Cell, much like the rivalry we're going to see tonight, the third go-round.
Mark, as somebody who made your career as a powerhouse inside the ring, what sort of strategy would you employ in this day and age if you're Brock or if you're Oba?
I would not start slow. I want to start with my nukes, and then we'll go to all the lighter weapons later. Oba Femi is going to have to attack Brock like he's trying to win it in 5 seconds.
So we will find out tonight. It is Hell in a Cell, and it is hanging high above U.S. Bank Stadium right now. Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi. We're 25 minutes away from night one of SummerSlam, streaming on the ESPN app. Of course, also tonight, the undisputed WWE Championship. Friendship is secondary. The top prize is on the line as Cody Rhodes tries to hold gold again. It's in the hands right now of CM Punk.
2007, your father calls me on the telephone and he tells me, I want you to keep an eye on my kid. Friend to friend, brother to brother, I'm proud of you.
Thank you for everything that you have taught me. I love you.
When you're a champion in WWE, you got a target on your back. There are no friends.
You're my friend. Right?
I didn't want this title to come in between us, but you seem to not care about that. I don't want to hear any of this bullshit. That was an accident. This is on purpose. You dropped a pipe bomb on the industry. I dropped a nuke. I went from the one who knocks to the one they knock for. I'm not chasing you. You're chasing me. You can't handle the pressure of trying to take this precious title off of somebody you care about.
People have heard I respect you. People have heard I love you even. But I don't think you've ever heard I don't like you.
I gotta know who the better wrestler is for business purposes.
This isn't business. This is personal.
Nobody can touch me. Not even Dusty's kid. true friend, I'm going to stab you in the front. I want to see the look on your face when you find out that the best in the world isn't the best in the world anymore.
Joe Tessitore and the Countdown crew with you here as we continue on with the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, discussing CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Interesting past couple weeks between these recent, very good friends now at each other's throats. How do you see this match?
I see Punk being the guy that he's always been. He's an attack artist. You don't have to tell him to get it started. He gets the party started. And this is not about being friends. This is not about it being enemies. It's about being champion. I put all that aside when it's time to win the title.
That is coming your way tonight, E.
Look, I think we're going to see a great wrestling match as well. Brock Oba, I think is going to look very different from this match. I think we're going to see two guys who really bust out their entire arsenal. I think we'll see chain wrestling. I think we'll see guys really demonstrate their commitment to their craft tonight.
I completely agree with you. I think it could be a technical masterpiece, as we like to wax poetic about, but I think it all boils down to which of these two superstars is willing to go the extra mile. Who's willing to bend a rule? Who's willing to break a rule clean in half?
Break the rule.
You need to. This is about being the top guy in the industry, the undisputed WWE champion. Who wants it more? That's what it's going to boil down to.
Mark, we've talked about Hell in a Cell. We've talked about Punk and Rhodes. What else is getting your attention tonight?
Well, the number one thing that I feel like a lot of people need to know, starting this show, is going to be EO.
I like how you break news. There you go. It is official. We want to share that with you, that in just moments on the ESPN app, it'll be the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan and EO Sky. What's your takeaway?
I think super talented, both women. But EO deserves it. And I think she knows she deserves it. And she's willing to go out there and prove it. She's done it on the big stage before. I see nothing different tonight.
Thank you for your time, Mark Henry. Always
Thank
good to
y'all
visit
for
with
having
you.
me,
We will see if the Queen of the Ring can conquer the championship. Don't go anywhere. We are closing in. We're under 20 minutes to go. Hell in a Cell hangs high for now. It'll include Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. And Mark Henry just broke the news, and there she is. EO Sky leaving the locker room, getting set to come out to US Bank Stadium here in Minnesota. SummerSlam, Night 1, Women's World Championship on the line.
Make the bed shake. With meds that prime your brain for arousal, boost blood flow where it counts, and help you last longer in bed. Rougiette's ED meds are personalized to you and delivered right to your door. Your best sex starts now. Get started today at Rougiette.com.
There are better places to be hot. Places like that hotel pool, where you can cool off with a little dip. Go on, book that trip. It's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
I was involved in a very bad wreck. And attorney Dan Newland got me a check for $950,000. Thank you, Dan.
Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 407-888-8000.
It'll be the third time for Brock Lesnar and Obafemi. Obafemi, who said this past month that Brock used to run this place, and now he just runs away. But in Hell in a Cell, there is nowhere to run. Look at that structure. It's coming your way on the ESPN app.
Deception. Fury. Hope. Rage. Power. Vengeance. At the Titan's second clash, the great beast rose once more. A storm of 7 F5s brought the destroyer to his knees. And the conqueror reclaimed his mantle. In defeat, the bringer of war sought a new goal. The ruler will have his crown. A pursuit not of might. Where's the beast? You coward! Attack him from behind! But of mind. The only thing that I've seen is a big bad bitch! Seeking to claim the crown. Your 2026 King of the Ring!
Talk, get hit.
Forget, it is 1-1. Me and you, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Hell in a Cell. As the Titans of old were once cast down, these monstrosities drag each other to the underworld. Brock Lesnar has never been defeated inside Hell in a Cell. At Summerslam, this all ends. Turning the biggest event of the summer into the hour of judgment. No more games, no more running. You can't run from the ruler. Lock together until there is one victor. You can't run from the bringer of war. I'll see you at SummerSlam, bitch. You can't run from Obafemi. It is their final descent into the Inferno.
Well, after winning King of the Ring, Obafemi could have went straight for championship gold. Instead, he chose Brock Lesnar. It is a fascinating decision because Oba didn't have to take this match right now. He chose to. Obafemi is moving in a way where it feels like he believes that title opportunities for him aren't going anywhere. That choice alone tells us that Obafemi isn't just chasing championships in WWE, he's chasing significance. So while titles might build a resume, it's moments like tonight that build legacy, and the opportunity to take on the likes of Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell, no less, that's once in a lifetime. And Byron, I think Obafemi knows it.
I'm sure he does know it, Jackie, but what Obafemi also knows is that this is what Brock Lesnar wanted. Look, you and I both know, having covered Brock, when it comes to fight day, you don't see Brock. You don't hear from his camp. The only time you see him is when he marches down to that ring. And tonight, when he marches down to that ring, he could be walking into a fairly comfortable situation. Remember, Hell in a Cell is a match that Brock wanted. Hell in a Cell is a match that Brock Lesnar has not lost. And as far as this crowd, Brock Lesnar could experience a rather pro-Lesnar crowd here tonight, which could impact and provide a significant obstacle for Obafemi inside Hell in a Cell. Back to you guys on the panel.
This has to do with the origin story of Brock Lesnar. Of course, his championship started nearby at the University of Minnesota as a heavyweight NCAA champion before he goes on to WWE, the UFC, and now this in the late autumn of his career. back here in Minnesota in front of this massive crowd at US Bank Stadium. Guys, I want to get back to something that Jackie brought up, and that's that Obafemi shows this. Obafemi won King of the Ring, which means in the WWE, you can choose a championship match. He said, no, I want to go again with Brock Lesnar.
I'm so glad we mentioned that because I think sometimes you get a small window, you get one opportunity to be a world champion here in WWE. I don't think Obafemi will be that guy. This is not to take a shot at him at all, but I think of someone like Braun Breaker, who I thought by now would be a world champion. He's going to have to take some time to get back to that spot. I think Obafemi knows he has the talent and the ability that world championship opportunity is not going anywhere, but I pray that he hasn't missed his window.
I don't disagree with anything you just said, Biggie, but I will say this. The fact that Obafemi chose Brock Lesnar says to me that Oba is obsessed with Brock Lesnar, and that's exactly what Brock Lesnar wants. Brock's a veteran of this business. He's undefeated inside Hell in a Cell. Who did he defeat those times inside the cell? The Undertaker. Wow. This is Brock Lesnar, the most decorated combat sports athlete in history. No doubt about it, this is the biggest test of Obafemi's young career. I say, at the end of the day, we, the WWE fans, are the winners. And to borrow a quote from the great Prince, let's go crazy. Yeah, let's get nuts.
We're about to go crazy here at US Bank Stadium, and we just shared the news with you moments ago. The first match, we are just moments away. Women's World Championship match, Liv Morgan, Io Sky. That will open up SummerSlam Night 1.
Sweet little Io. I can tell you still don't understand just exactly who you're facing at SummerSlam. I am the Liv Morgan. I'm the girl that everyone underestimated and overlooked as I scratched and clawed my way to the top. So please believe me when I say I will do anything to stay there. Sure, some people might think that I'm an arrogant champion, but when you have the resume that I have, you just don't care about what people think. But you know what I do care about? My championship. Which means now I care about you. Because you did beat me at Queen of the Ring. I know you're one of the best in the world. You are the genius of the Sky, Io Sky. But you're wrong about me. You're not in my head. I'm not scared at the thought of losing to you at SummerSlam, and I am so much stronger than you think that I am. So thank you, Io, for the opportunity at SummerSlam to remind you and everyone else exactly who I am. The greatest women's world champion of all time.
That Women's World Championship match kicking off the show, and we have to talk about the criticism that Liv Morgan has been receiving online recently, saying that the only defending she's been doing is of her critics, saying that she hasn't defended her championship in over 100 days. But I spoke to Liv Morgan earlier, and she said she doesn't care what anyone thinks. She is the greatest women's champion of all time, and she's going to win again tonight over Io Sky, and then she plans to not defend her championship for another 100 days. I thought that that was kind of crazy, but here we are. Looking forward to that match, and we have Peter talking about Io Sky.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, I get where Liv's coming from. You don't win extra points for defending it over and over again. She just wants to hang on to that title that Io Sky wants so badly. I saw Io walking around earlier, and I go up to her. I said, hey, you beat Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring final, and then you chose Liv Morgan. That says to me you must be very, very confident. And she said, I am 100% confident one-on-one against Liv Morgan. However, that doesn't include the Judgment Day. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Back to you guys.
We will, Peter. I want to remind everybody in 1 minute, you want to go over to the ESPN app to watch the entirety of SummerSlam. The matches will be on the ESPN app. Great news for YouTube subscribers now. You can get the ESPN Unlimited plan and watch SummerSlam, so immediately do that as soon as we wrap. Final thought on what we're about to see.
CM Punk, look, let's enjoy this man while we still have him. I think he's going to put on an absolute classic at the podium.
I think we're going to be talking about Hell in a Cell for a long, long time.
Yep, U.S. Bank Stadium. It is where a Super Bowl has been. It is where a Final Four has been. And tonight, it is where Hell in the Cell will emanate from. Brock Lesnar, Obafemi. Of course, you look around this magnificent stadium and you see purple everywhere you look. And tonight, this stadium belongs to the WWE Universe, and that color of royalty, it will be home to where they will crown new WWE stars who sit on the throne for years to come. Championships on the line. Our ring announcer for the night is Alicia Taylor. What do you say we have the biggest party of the summer? SummerSlam begins now on the ESPN app. We'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to sing God Bless America, please welcome Vaughn Evelyn.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with love. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with love. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
There is one thing that you have not been able to do. Beat me.
I don't want to beat you. I need to beat you.
A 14-year rivalry. It all culminates at SummerSlam.
From words to actions, never knowing what they're about.
cheetah. Live Jaddy better, so hot they sweater like a sweater in a sauna. Elegant persona, ready for drama, zeros and commas all up in a bank book. Haters give us stank looks, even when these cranks push, she push harder. No woman or man does it like she can, and you can't put a dent in her armor. Queendom, where the kings bow down, they relinquish the crown. Y'all gon' hit me now, I just turn that around and make you love me, love me, love me. The queendom, where the kings bow down, they relinquish the crown. Y'all gon' hit me now, I just too. Well, you better get used to the way the ball bounces. I see what you got, it measures in ounces, but that's a brace, boy. Yeah, that's a brace, little man. Break it down. D-Generation X! D-Generation! Think you're a big man?
Hey. Damn, y'all young boys. Where my chat at? Where the chat? Hey, y'all. Damn, I just had a whole plate of food, full. I'm full as a bitch. Oh, baby. Yeah. I'm always somebody. Yeah. I'm always somebody. Yeah. I can't come down and see on this shit. These hoes always trying to come around. That again. And that nigga hood that. Blood under the speakers, bitch. Know how to treat that bitch, but I still might not kick that bitch. Alright, we're reacting, y'all. We finally reacting to SummerSlam. You feel me? We missed the first match. No cap. I definitely missed the first match on y'all. No cap.
Jacob will make the tag, and so will Sikoa. Jimmy Uso and Royce Keys.
Blood on the speakers, bitch. Know how to treat that bitch, but I still might not kick that bitch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he's using it to full effect. Big Jim now in a world of hurt.
Keys now sending Jim, nope, reversal. Keys into the corner, but explodes out of there with a clothesline. And now looking to power Jimmy Uso up.
But I still might not kick that bitch. But I still might
He's showing off here. Oh, world's strongest slam delivered.
Alright, y'all.
Mark Henry looking on through.
Liv Morgan.
And now a pop-up power bomb.
Ultimate spine buster just flattening Jey Uso.
And now Royce Keys, the southpaw, unloading with the left hands. Keys blasting Jacob off the apron.
Royce Keys ready to fight anyone at this point.
Yeah, but again, the distraction allows Jimmy Uso now to take control.
And that chaos in tag action is something that Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso especially are highly accustomed to, thriving in that fog.
This nigga Michael Cole, bruh. Oh, look at Chris Van Vliet in the crowd. That nigga right next to bro, this dude. Shout out to CVV.
What does Keys have in mind here?
I mean, he can do whatever he wants power-wise from the most freakish of angles.
Chill. Hey, that boy Royce Keys showing out. Chill.
So difficult to do on an unstable base on the ropes, but if anyone can, Royce Keys can.
Oh my God, Royce Keys.
To an avalanche slam. Royce Keys somehow pulled that off.
Royce, top choice power slam.
Oh my God, Royce Keys.
So much taken out of Keys already, just cannot make that cover on Big Jim Uso, who may well have sustained an injury to that left leg.
And now LA Knight on the apron, looking to make a tag.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We need a LA Knight a hot tag, my boy. Let's get it. Oh, look at Jey Uso about to fucking fall on his face.
Exploding into the ring. Knight going to work on Jey Uso.
Oh, hell no.
Jey sent into the ropes. LA Knight now.
Hey.
LA Knight simply enjoying this a little too much.
Yeah.
This is cathartic. This is Kavorka.
And a
big boot right to the face of Jacob Fatu. LA Knight has been waiting for this. Look for the BFT. Jey Uso with a spear.
Oh, spear.
Into the cover. Knight kicks out.
Oh, I was going to say Roman Reigns would have been proud of that one from Jey Uso, but that kick out means there's too much left in the tank of the megastar, not letting this one slip between his hands.
Capacity crowd here tonight, US Bank Stadium, Minnesota. Six-man tag team action. LA Knight off the spear. In trouble in the center of the ring is Jey Uso now. Heads up toward the top rope. LA Knight back to his feet. Great agility by Knight. Superplex.
There's that megaplex, but
look out! Jimmy Uso with an Uso splash!
A referee losing control here. We got Bedlam in this one.
Hey, spinning solo.
Spinning solo. Jacob Fatu.
Ah.
Goes solo with the Impaler DDT.
Impaler DDT.
Turn around, Jacob.
Rice Keys.
You're all running, buddy.
Rice Keys. Ah.
And now the fight spills outside the ring.
Ah.
Royce Keys tried for months to stay away from a physical confrontation with his longtime
Did a nigga just mention Lance Archer?
Oh, this looks bleak.
Fatu now launched in.
Oh my, yo.
With a slam into the timekeeper's area.
Converted that into a power slam at the last moment, and both men there.
Bro, this nigga Royce Keys almost landed on his neck, bro.
Meanwhile, LA Knight from behind, scooping up Jey Uso, looking to put him away. Knight in a kick out of two. LA Knight misses wildly. Jey Uso with another spear. Another spear by Jey. Tag made. Jimmy's going up top.
Sticking with the double whammy, the Uso special.
Uso splash. Cover by Jimmy.
He ain't kicking out. Oh.
There's a tingling in the loins of the megastar that just about allowed him to kick out, much to the shock of the Usos. What the hell do we have to do tonight to put megastars away?
Yeah, they cannot understand. The referee Daryl Sharma with the count there. The Usos thought it was 3.
I mean, it was a double bullseye from the Uso. That was perfection, and that historically has always worked.
And now Jey Uso is the legal man, and they're calling for it. The Usos are calling for the 1D, the one and done, but Solo.
Oh, Solo. The spike. Samoan spike. BFT. Oh, good sell. Yes. Good sell. Damn, Jey Uso. Damn, Jey Uso.
Wade, what does this mean for Knight, Sikoa, and Royce Keys?
I mean, that is a highly effective trio, and I don't know what chemistry Solo Sikoa was cooking up with these three, but damn, it worked like a treat. As far as all for the bloodline, they are going to have to go back to Roman Reigns, the OTC, and explain why they failed here tonight at Summerslam. Well, this is the moment. Royce Keys averted
Holy shit.
disaster with that power slam to Jacob Fatu. And this is the moment Jimmy Uso thought he put this one to bed from the top rope, right after a spear from Jey Uso. Just perfection, and it should have been it, but the megastar had something stirring tonight to keep himself in this one.
And the Samoan spike by Solo Sikoa. Jey Uso just realizing what happened. BFT from LA Knight and the victory.
That was an okay sell from Jey Uso. Looking at the replay, that shit was decent. It was nice. Why the fuck are they just walking out like that though? Damn, niggas don't be selling finishers no more. This just shit just don't matter. You just get up right the fuck after.
And now for a special look at the new Gears of War E-Day gameplay trailer.
The fuck are we watching?
Get back in your home. Welcome to the fight, Gears. The
Defusing the bomb.
Let's take this city back.
Oh, bro, this match is gonna be annoying as fuck, bro. Come on, bro. What the fuck? Why are you no selling my moves, hoe ass nigga? Bruh, fuck you, Dominic Mysterio, bitch ass nigga. What the fuck? Nigga's a bitch, bro. Nigga. The niggas who be making his My Faction shit is fucking fried. The fuck, bro? Can I move, bruh? Oh my fucking gosh. Oh! Why does Javon Evans have the fucking Trouble in Paradise just in his moveset, my nigga? He just has that bitch in his moveset. Of course, this bitch ass nigga reverses that shit. Fuck no, baby.
So close you can almost taste it. What? You just gonna walk away? Time to bring the juice.
Never leave a fit behind. Rip it, and bring the juice.
That flavor's just out of reach. Drop the Legos and bring the juice.
When you have the smartest Wi-Fi from Xfinity, your home is the main event.
WWE.
Welcome to SmackDown.
A network so smart, it boosts the Wi-Fi to devices that need it most.
Don't worry, kid. We've got full strength.
It's like having a tag team partner that always has your back.
Everything okay up there?
We're good. There's no match for Wi-Fi this smart.
It's about to start.
Xfinity. Imagine that.
Nah, I'm not going.
Yes.
No, I said that
Just say yes.
Cody's gonna turn heel, but
Why not?
from the fact that, yes, I said that before the fact that they changed Obafemi and Brock Lesnar's match to the main event. So you feel me? Before all of that happened, bro, I already was on that, bro. But the fact that they changed the main event, I feel like no, a heel turn is most likely not gonna happen today now. But I still say, nigga, Randy Orton better return today, nigga, or I'm fucking rioting. My goat better return today, bitch. Fuck you mean? My goat better return today.
Balance, broken. Focus, flawed.
If the script says this is where it ends, rewind, refuel, supercharge your imagination. You're the plot twist in the narrative, an outlier in the prediction. Nothing can anticipate you supercharged. Change the input, change the odds, change the equation. Essential.
I can. You can't spell American without it. At the Ram, make this the summer.
Bro, niggas really think that that Nick Aldis is just gonna transition into a superstar role after this, my nigga. Bro, y'all niggas are really, y'all have too much faith in what Triple H got going on, gang. He putting that nigga right back in the manager role, and if not, that nigga getting booted the fuck up out of here. Bro, Triple H is not finna sit here and book Nick Aldis, gang. Like, what are we doing, bro? I just don't see that happening, bro. Like, yeah, it would be cool as fuck to have Nick Aldis, like, be an actual fucking... But, like, I just don't see that happening, bro. He was a manager. Like, there's no reason for him to, like, be a permanent wrestler on the fucking roster, bro. Like what else could you do, bro? Like you would have to basically introduce that nigga as a whole new character, or like what gimmick do y'all want that nigga to run, bro? Y'all want him to run his national treasure, Nick Aldis, my nigga, or do y'all want that nigga to become Magnus? Cause my nigga, I ain't gonna lie, bro, that's two different shits. And right now he's wrestling as Nick Aldis, so that shit is, you feel me, bro? He's wrestling as Nick Aldis as the manager of SmackDown. So he's basically in a whole nother gimmick within a fucking, like, as a wrestler, but like he's not really in his TNA gimmick or his Magnus gimmick. It's his WWE debut, bro. Y'all have to realize that. It's his debut. It's his WWE debut match. So his gimmick ain't really a gimmick. It's he's wrestling as a manager, bro. And then what's gonna happen is, bro, he's not gonna become a superstar after this. He's gonna get put right back into the manager role, bro. I would be highly fucking surprised, bro. Bro, this match finna be crazy though, bro. Like, bro, y'all have to realize this is gonna be Nick Aldis' first match, bro. So this shit, this is a lot of pressure on this nigga, bro. Like, yo. Like, what?
The career killer, the man who has ended the careers of Goldberg, John Cena, AJ Styles, and tonight he wants to officially end the in-ring career of Nick Aldis.
What's my finisher? Isn't it the Samoan fucking drop? Oh.
Is presented by the General Insurance. The General Insurance gives you a break when you need it most.
So Gunther is a dominant wrestler, and he feels in his mind like the system has held him back. On the face of that system is Nick Aldis.
Yeah, a leave of absence as SmackDown General Manager.
Let's see how Nick Aldis looks, bro. This nigga finna look juice. Nigga finna look yoked. Damn, this is really it for him, bro. Oh, shit. Let's go. Hey, I love Nick Aldis, boy. Bro, Nick Aldis, he's believable, my nigga. Like, he's not one of these young niggas on the fucking roster who's not believable. No. Like, he comes out here, bro. He looks like a wrestler, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I just fuck with how Nick Aldis looks, bro. Like, bro. Like, this is fucking his classic gear. Let's go, Nick Aldis. Let's go.
I've never heard your voice go that high. But what a reception for Nick Aldis here tonight. who on the Chris Van Vliet podcast this week talked about the torturous pressure that is on him tonight. He was extremely emotional, saying he
Oh my God, Swanton bomb from the outside.
doesn't want to let anyone down, that it might be my one shot here at WWE. He said, I had it come to me quickly. At 21 years old, I wasn't ready for the big time. He went on to beat Cody Rhodes for the NWA World title. He would beat the likes of Kurt Angle and AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy in his career. But tonight, Aldis with an uphill climb against Gunther.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. This is not Michael Scott taking off the suit and stepping in the ring. This is a world.
Bro, I dead ass about to lose to this Brock Lesnar, bro.
3 years out of the ring and immediately
Fuck
stepping
you.
in at this level against arguably the best belt in the world in Gunther is potential suicide.
Oh!
Let's face it, at some point,
Go, Nick Aldis.
can indeed become permanent. So these may be nervy early moments here for Nick Aldis.
Aldis under a lot of pressure against the ring general, Gunther, one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet today. If you're Aldis, what do you need to do to pull off a miracle?
Well, first of all, before anything else, you need to control that emotion. I started out with Nick Aldis back in 2004, had my first ever in-ring match with Nick in a pub in front of 10 people.